Hello, 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 hello. Hey y'all, it's me, Mocha Mazel, with Black Expats Repats in Jamaica. Jamaica. All right. If you all don't know, we are three of the four people who operate a online community for the Black diaspora looking to move or return to Jamaica. If you're looking to leave, the US, the UK, or Ghana, Nigeria, Canada, wherever you may find yourself, and you want to come live in Jamaica, and you are of the Black and African hue, descented persons, you can come join our community, which is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, community.berjamaica.com. So again, I'm Mocha Mazel. We have who want to introduce themselves? Who is it? Who we got? So we got Memee. All right. Um, she's been in Jamaica for a very long time. She's hailing from the state of California. And then we have Tanzia, all right, who has been a frequenter of Jamaica for a long time. She's hailing from South Florida, in Atlanta, all right, and then I'm coming from Mississippi, all right. So we are the ladies. We do have another team member. He was not able to join us. He is a repat. He is a returning resident of Jamaica. He moved back to Jamaica from the UK, but he is not joining us. So it's gonna be a ladies' night. Just ladies' conversations. We in our pajamas. All right, we are relaxing, so we're just gonna have a casual convo. And today we are talking about our first visit to Jamaica, or our first initial reaction when we came to Jamaica. Um, and then whatever else happens, all right, what happens on the YouTube live stays on the YouTube live. I'm just joking. But I'm gonna let our resident Jamaican go first. So, Miss.
Tansy.
Hey, Marie. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining. Hello, hello, hello. Thank y'all. All right. So, but who's going first?
Okay, I can go first.
Okay. So, you got the history. You got you got all the story. So let's start with you.
Okay, so it was like, let me see, when did I come? I believe it was June. I think it was June 1996, y'all. 1996.
I was a
Yes.
baby.
Yes. Yes. Yes, I have a whole adult. I've been coming to Jamaica since about June 1996. And it was one of them random things. Like I had some vacation time, and my roommate at the time was like, well, you could just go to Jamaica. Mind y'all, he was like a lightly melanated person, and he was like, just go to Negril. So I was like, well, since he said Negril, let me do the opposite. And so I came to Montego Bay. And look, I had to go to I had to go to a travel agency, get a ticket. I bought the Frommer's Guide to Jamaica. And that's how I planned my trip.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's a
And
whole other conversation. You had to go to a travel agent,
a
and
travel
you had to get a
agency,
farmer's almanac.
yes, I had to walk in to go get it. And I had a student discount. I flew TWA to say TWA not even in business anymore. Okay. Had to go over in St. Louis, Missouri. Okay. And then to Jamaica. Anyway, um, with the farmer's guide, they suggested a few hotels. So I called them up, bought a phone card, called them up, and reserved two. Just in case I didn't like one or the other. That's how I came to Jamaica. I packed some clothes and
Oh my
I
God.
landed in Jamaica. And at that time, the airport wasn't like it is now. We had to walk down out the back door, down the steps, across the tarmac, and up some steps to go come in and then come back down. Yes, we
Oh
just
my God.
walking. But let me tell you something. When I got off that plane and I see all them black folks and just the heat, I was like, "Well, hello, I'm home."
Yes.
And that was it. You couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't tell me nothing.
Hey,
You couldn't tell me
Kaden. Hey, Kaden. Yeah, that's a history
nothing.
lesson right there.
You couldn't tell me nothing.
Oh
Couldn't tell me nothing. And I
God.
think at the time I came, the Jamaican dollar was probably 27 to 1, or maybe something like that. Maybe 25 to 1. Girl,
Wow.
this is before cell phones. So I couldn't take no pictures, or I don't have no pictures to prove nothing. Okay.
You have no receipts.
None whatsoever, except the fact that I had to call in and check with my mom. I was, yes, the waving gallery, Marie, yes. So in the bags, I had 2 free bags, 90 pounds each.
90
Wow.
pounds.
90 pounds each.
They used to let you do 90
free,
pounds.
2 free bags, two. And I think my
Oh
plane ticket
man.
was like about $450 or something like that. Okay. Anyway, so I get to my, they tried to sell me some weed. I was like, no, thank you. I'm okay. Got to my hotel room. I was like, okay, well, I like this one. Let me go check out the other one. Checked out the other one. I was like, I don't like that one. I was on the bottom row. The hotel is still there. I forgot the name of it, but now it's called the Altamont. I believe that's the name of it now. I passed it by. So the other one is not there anymore. It was on the top road. Was it on the top road? Not necessarily the top road. It's called the top something else. But anyway, I went up there and I was like, no, I don't really like that. So I canceled, paid one night's cancellation fee and went on. I forgot how much it was, but it wasn't even that much. Look, the housekeeper, me and the housekeeper, we developed a relationship. And that's my sister. You can't tell me nothing different. To this day, that's my sister.
Wow.
Miss Chin, that's my sister. So we like this. Actually, I seen her yesterday in Pika. So you know what I'm saying? That's she had my back when I was here. And so she would also come to the States and I had her back too. Girl, that's my sister. Can't tell me nothing else. But I was here for 2 weeks and I did some walking. I really didn't go to the beach that much, but I ventured into downtown. And so at that point, I went to the market, bought me some vegetables and fruits, and, I was just chilling. And it was a real chill vacation. I didn't do any excursions. I didn't go to no waterfalls, none of that. And I think I went to the beach twice, but it wasn't like I was just chilling. I was playing dominoes with the guys it was a scooter rental. I was out there playing dominoes and playing cards, just enjoying myself, just chilling. I think I went out a couple of times, and I remember going out on a Sunday, I think, and it was called Breezes, and it was all inclusive. The first 500 women, or the first 100 women, or something like that, was free.
500 women.
All inclusive, all inclusive drinks. So I was up there I got drunk as hell. And I had this other lightly melanated couple from Alaska. They was there for their honeymoon. So we went and ate a couple of times, but I kind of left them because they wasn't my thing. So but my trip was solo. So
wow. You were solo traveling before solo traveling was a thing.
Yes, yes. I was like, I mean, it didn't occur to me. I mean, I'm adventurous, so it didn't occur to me that I needed, I wanted somebody to come with me. I was just trying to relax and just chill and oh, and that time I didn't have no passport. I came on my birth certificate and driver's license.
What?
Because you used to could come to Jamaica with your driver's license and picture ID.
What? It's so much to learn because I never know. I would have never knew.
No, and
Oh
it
my gosh.
it was just
I'm
it
showing
was
my age.
that experience was just next level. It was just a next level experience. It was just I just had I had a lot of fun. And one of the guys from the place from the bike shop anyway, he would drive me around on his little whatever moped scooter whatever. We went up to his house because I think his grandma was cooking. It was for
Oh,
Sunday too.
oh man, she was cooking Sunday too.
Yes, I had somebody grandma cooking
Oh
on
we
the Sunday. God, that woman could cook. Bless her heart.
man.
Mhm. Yeah, so I mean, and after that, I was like, nope, that's it. I mean, I've been to other Caribbean islands after that and other places, but it was always Jamaica
Oh, wait,
because
better than we yacht. That's it.
it's weird because it was like once you it was every time I came, it was a different experience. It like nothing was the only thing that was the same was my flight because I got hooked on TWA, y'all.
Oh my goodness.
So I kept coming, and that was it until TWA closed down. But anyway, it was just like okay. So I kept on coming, and it was
How
like
long
a
was the
different
flight from where you was coming from?
forever ever. Let me see. I was coming from SFO, and so I would probably leave. I would do a red eye from SFO to St. Louis, get there in the morning, and then come on to Jamaica. So it probably took me about a good 8 to 10 hours worth of travel, maybe 13 with the layover. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, and I
Ay.
was I was in love, and I kept coming back and getting. And every time I came back, I would learn something new, or I would experience something new. So that's
Like
how
I know you
Jamaica.
said you relaxed and stuff like that when you first came. But just like when you first like actually touched down, like what was you feeling like? Like what? How would you describe like first,
Like,
experiencing the scenery and all that stuff?
I okay, so I was on the right side of the plane, and I had a window seat. And when I looked up, and we coming across, if y'all flew into Mo Bay, you know what I'm talking about. Because you come in, and we came across Cuba. So I was like, "Is this Jamaica?" But no, it was Cuba. And we could fly across Cuba, so we would come on across. We came on across, and I was like, "Okay, we not descending, so okay, that's not Jamaica." And then we came on, and we start coming out the sky and descending, and I was like, "Oh!" And it was like all this green. It was just green. It was the sea.
Oh,
It was just like 50 different shades of blue in the water. The sky was blue. Then we had the clouds, and then we had just green. I just seen green. It was just green, every shade of green imaginable. And I was like, this is so damn beautiful. That's all I kept thinking about, how beautiful it was. Like, it was just beautiful. It was breathtaking how beautiful Jamaica was.
wow.
Hmm.
Sometimes I wish I had that like old nostalgia experience when I first came, but mine didn't quite happen like that. But
Well, girl, that's a good way to segue into your story.
Right.
so how I ended up visiting Jamaica for the first time. My first time in Jamaica. So I was in a graduate program at Syracuse University, and I was getting my master's degree. Sorry, y'all. I was getting my master's degree in Pan African Studies. So I had professors from all over, like the Black diaspora. I had African American professors. I had professors from Nigeria, Kenya. I had Jamaican professors, some from Brazil. Like they was from all over the place. And so it was like a cohort program, and that was like kind of like my first experience, like experiencing the Black diaspora. Like, you know, I grew up in Mississippi. Like, you grow up with your peoples or whatever. That was my first time like actually interacting and meeting people from Black people from all over the world. So it was exciting. It was an exciting time, but you know, I was still it was academic part was rough for me, but so I had some Jamaican classmates. It was 3 of them. All right. So I don't know how this happened, but like there was, I don't know, we ended up planning and plotting. It was like, y'all, it was me and another Black American girl. And they was like, y'all want to come with us, you know, to Jamaica. Or I don't know if we asked or they invited. It was a long time ago. So we was like, yeah, you know, at the time, I was like, yeah, we'll go. I don't know, you know, a little fresh, like from Mississippi. I ain't never been like out of the country and nothing like that. So I was like, hell yeah, I want to go. So that was how I happened. So me, this other Black American girl, she was also from California. We came with our 2 Jamaican classmates. So when I first came, I want to say it was the same thing. Like when I touched down, I was such in awe. I was like, all these Black people. You know, I was like, we was riding somewhere, and when I saw this bus riding past, and I was just awestruck because it was this beautiful Black woman just plastered on this bus. I was like, I was like, oh my God. I was like,
it was like being in the Black Disney World.
Yes.
Yes.
You told me, I was like, oh my God, I love it here. So yeah, I was literally like awestruck. So again, we like, I think we didn't do too much like touristy stuff. It was like literally just like living day to day, and like they were from Kingston. They lived in Kingston. So we were in Kingston, you know, just living and experiencing, you know, got to see a little bit of the yard lifestyle, and I think we went to like Hillshire Beach. We had that experience. But other than that, we was just chilling, hanging out, walking up and down the street, going to what's that place? Juicy Patties. And it wasn't Juicy, it was Tastes. It was Tastes. And you know so where we were staying at, we were staying in Duhaney Park. I know this now because so we were staying in Duhaney Park, like in like that area. And so the crazy thing is, so when I moved to Jamaica, when I came here in 2020, I ended up staying right around the corner from where my friends' family house was, where we stayed at when I first came here in school. Because I didn't know it at first, because you know I wasn't too familiar. But so like, of course, like I started walking around the area. I was like, this damn street look familiar. I feel like I'd have been here before. I'm getting deja vu. And I'm like, yo, I was like, I lived here before. I was literally on the same street. I was like, oh my God.
Look at how they came full circle.
Wow, full circle, right? Exactly. Full circle. I was literally staying around the road. I was thinking about going to like see if they still live there, but I was like, I don't know if they stay in the house now, so I ain't gonna bother. But
girl, you should have went. I would have went.
And then how I was able to identify, because it's like I would recognize. I was like, that damn tasted patties look familiar. I feel like I've been here before. And so yeah, it was literally like that same area where I stayed at the first time. That's why I ended up staying there when I first moved to Kingston.
Wow.
But yeah, so I was in awe. I was fascinated. That's when I initially got fascinated with Hope Garden. I'm still fascinated with Hope Gardens. Like even now, I just go there. I'm like, oh man. But yeah, that was like my first time. I was taking all the little pictures, and I seen the little man sitting I was taking pictures of him just sitting in his little chair in the grass and all that other stuff. So that was my first time. That was my first experience in Jamaica. That was my first introduction to patties. And then my friend, she was like, well, the Jamaican girl I was staying with, she would order her patty all fancy with all this lettuce and tomatoes and stuff. I'm like, I want to try that. And so every time I was like, oh, add lettuce and tomatoes. She was like, you don't add no nutritional value. Because I guess she got tired of me asking for the same thing or whatever. I was like, well, I don't know. I'm trying to get my, experience. So yeah, like I was just literally, they would get the cocoa bread and all this other stuff. I didn't know what was going on, but I just ended up sticking to my chicken patties. And the family would cook, we would eat, and all the other stuff. I would just listen to reggae, Jamaican music. Just like it was a real, yeah.
And from that one experience, you just fell in love with it.
Yeah, I fell in love, but it still wasn't in my mind that I was gonna be actually living here. I was like, I would definitely love to visit here again, but I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna come live out here. That was my first visit out of the country, out of America, and I think because of where I grew up, again, it felt so familiar that I didn't feel too out of place. But yeah, they took us to the craft market. Her cousin took us to the craft market and like showed us how to shop with Jamaican money. And he was, I would be giving the people so much money. He was like, yeah, what y'all do? Because I didn't know what was what. And so he helped us out. And then that was our little. But I was so fresh, so green. Again, I'm fresh from Mississippi. Ain't really been nowhere like that. So yeah, it was. I'm glad Jamaica was the first place that I like visited, like out of the country, and that I got to experience. So I was in awe. So, but when I came, I didn't fly into Montego Bay. I didn't really get to experience like the beach areas and stuff like that. So again, I still didn't. I didn't have like that. Well, I guess you kind of do flying in Kingston. You get to come in and see the water, but it ain't like this like grand, majestic, like you flying into Montego. All these, it ain't just like you get some of you flying in the Port Royal, but same experience. So I didn't get that experience until I flew and met you for the first time. I was like, oh. I know she was like, I was like,
Did I tell you? Because I be telling people to sit on the right side. Did I tell you to sit on the right side? I can't remember if I told you to sit on the right side.
I don't know, but I think I did.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. But that was the first time I had that. Oh my God, look at all this beautiful water. Like when I first came here, oh man, I was in awe. It was just so beautiful. I was like, this is like a really like beautiful place. Again, I didn't get. It was just that I didn't get to experience Jamaica in full, but it was still like entry level travel. And I think they tried to like shelter us too because we was like American. They didn't want us like getting too boasted outside of ourselves. That was my first time. I took the little coaster bus for the first time. We were so embarrassed because we did not know how it worked. We got on the coaster bus, and them people were so sick of us because you got like let the little middle seat down. Dude, that was like I know we was like, here these damn foreigners come. I know that's what they ain't saying, but I know that's what they was thinking because we was just in there dumbfounded. Like they had to like put the little seat down, all this stuff with us and everything. We just went on about our way, and we would go to what's the mall? The mall on Washington Boulevard.
I know which one, but I can't remember the name because I can't remember.
The mall is I forgot. I used to go to it all the time when I was staying over there. I don't even remember it. Y'all know the mall.
I know which one.
Somebody know it.
It's the mall. It's the Washington Boulevard Mall. What's the anyway? We would go there. We went out there and hang out. And I was trying to learn like my vernacular and like, I was trying to learn my little patois. And I know they were sick of us, but yeah, we were those foreigners coming over and never don't know what the hell is going on, what we doing, They got a hold our hand and collar us and all that other stuff. So, but yeah, it was a very lovely experience. Very interesting experience.
What about you, Tansy?
So I oftentimes say I never came to visit because the first time when I came to Jamaica, it wasn't a visit really. I had a mission to achieve, right? So I grew up in South Florida. So growing up in South Florida, you are exposed to a bunch of different Caribbean countries based on the people that you're around. But the main group of people that I was around was Jamaicans. So I grew up around Jamaicans. From the time I was 17, I used to tell all my Jamaican friends, "Oh, I'm gonna move to Jamaica. I'm moving to Jamaica," and they'd be like, "You'll never make it. You'll never make it in Jamaica. You can't live in Jamaica." And I'd be like, "Why?" And it was like, "You require too much. You American, like you need too much. Jamaica is not gonna offer you all of the different options that you have here in America." And I was like, "Y'all don't really know me that well." And then a few of them was like, "You uppity, so you you not Jamaica is not for uppity people." And I was like, "I'm not. Like I'm going to move there. Like I am going to move there." So they told me for years that I would never survive in Jamaica. So because of that, in 2013, I did travel and live, like starting in 2013, I lived in other countries, but I never came to Jamaica. And then finally I was like, let me go to Jamaica and find me an apartment. That was just on my mind. I'm going to Jamaica and I'm going to find me an apartment. So in 2019, I did come to Jamaica, but I didn't come for anything but to find an apartment. That was my whole thing. So when I got here and I came, I did rent an Airbnb at first, and it was here in Montego Bay and Hopewell Gardens, I think it's called. I can't remember where the area, but I was walking all around in that area. Like I would see people outside and I'd be like, "Hey, do you know how I can find like an apartment for rent?" So I was on a mission. So I never went to the beach. I never did any of the tourist things. Like I just knew that I needed to find an apartment. And what I did end up doing was I went on to Airbnb, you know how they offer those experiences. And I said, okay, well, let me see if there are any Black women that are offering experiences, because if they're offering an experience to tourists, they know the area. So they'll be able to guide me better. So I did. I booked with two different Jamaican women. Well, one was Trinidadian and the other one was Jamaican. And the Jamaican lady, she actually had moved to Montego Bay from Kingston. And so she was like, "Okay, well, we're going to do this and this, and we're going to go." And I was like, "Hey, I really didn't book it for the tourist part of it. I booked it because how can I go about securing a place to stay? I'm going to move here." And she was like, "What?" She was so confused because she thinking she going to take me, on this tour. And I'm like, "I'm not interested in the tour. I just need for you to help me. If you want to tour anything, take me to tour to find me somewhere to stay. That's the only tour I'm interested in." So she and I talked. We went to a few landlords that she knew. I got their number and things like that, and got to see like the place and find out the cost. And they were like, "It could be gone by tomorrow," which did happen with majority of them. And then I had the other tour with the other young lady that was Trinidadian, and she was like, she offered a walking tour of downtown Montego Bay. And so she was like, "Well, let's meet up at this place at this time." So when I got there, she was like, "Okay." And she started going into her whole spiel that she gives to tourists. And I cut her off. I was like, "Hey, I'm not even interested in that. Where do you live?" Where you live, do they have any available places to stay? And she was like looking at me, and I said, I'm not a creep. I'm not a stalker. I am here on a mission to find somewhere to stay." And she was like, "So is this your first time in Jamaica? And I was like, yes. And she was like, you've never been here before? And I was like, no. She was like, and you want to live here? I'm like, yeah, don't you live here? Because your accent is not Jamaican. And she was like, how did you pick up on my accent? I said, I grew up around Jamaicans. I know that's not the accent. That ain't, it's a accent, but it's not the accent. And she was like, okay, I've never had that request before, but sure. So we did the same thing. And I was actually here for 2 weeks and went back to America and was like, okay, trying to figure out like what I'm taking, what I'm gonna put in storage, call the landlords that I did have their contact numbers. Of course, they were all saying like the places were gone and stuff like that. I'm like, do you know anybody else? Can you get me in contact with another landlord? In that process in 2019, which was like towards the end of 2019, we all know what happened for 2020.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I was like, dang, like what is happening here? But as soon as Jamaica opened their borders, I was like, I don't know where I'm gonna stay. I'm not even concerned about it. I will Airbnb until I find a place, but I'm gonna get up out of here because they are not shutting me in this country again.
That's what happened with a lot of people. Like Corona came, and soon as Jamaica popped them borders back open, baby, out. It was out of there.
Listen, I sold some stuff. I sold my car. The stuff I could not sell, I told my daughter, I said, I really don't care what you do with this. The only thing I'm concerned about is my books. Now, my books are my treasures. So, of course, I put those in storage. Everything up. Hey, I don't care what you do with this stuff. But I got to go before they decide to lock down borders again. Because they're not locking me in the U.S. If anything, I'll be locked down in Jamaica. So I did. I came to Jamaica, came into Montego Bay, and this is going to be the weirdest thing ever. But as soon as I came and I walked outside with my bags, it felt like it sounded like somebody walked up to me and in my ear whispered, "Welcome home."
Oh.
And because I jumped and I looked because I was trying to figure out, well, who don't walk up on me like that? Nobody here knows me.
That was Queen Anne's spirit coming.
Yes. Yes. So I was like, so when I saw that it wasn't nobody, I was like, oh yes. So the land is welcoming me. Like she is accepting me. So apparently I made the right choice. And I won't lie to anybody and tell people that it was easy, especially not knowing anyone here. And going from Airbnb to Airbnb, I started out in Saint Mary. I did like two Airbnbs there, but after my first one, I thought I had secured a place and then ended up couldn't stay there. So I ended up having to go to another Airbnb. Then I tried to secure another place, but places here in Jamaica go real quick. It's nothing like the US when you like, oh, well, let me go and visit and, I can pay the deposit later. And I learned really quickly that is not how it works. Like you got to go with your deposit in your hand.
Yes. I made the same mistake. I was like, I'm going to sit and think about it. And, see what other... Child,
why you thinking it's gone?
Girl, especially in Kingston. You was in Kingston. Remember I told you, I said, girl, no, you got to go with your money in your hand.
It was crazy. I like in a month and a half of being, my first month and a half of being in Jamaica, I literally spent over $3,000 in Airbnbs, but I did not care because I was not going nowhere. Like I was dead set on finding a place. And I initially did find a place in Treasure Beach. And so I went there. But it was just like, I think when I tell people, they're like, you didn't at least come to visit first and get to know someone. And I'm like, why did I need to do that? Like, I don't understand the logic in that. Like that's not my personality, right? Like if I want to do something, I'm just gonna do it. And furthermore, I had already listened to my Jamaican friends for years telling me that I couldn't do it. So I was just like, and it amazes them to this day. The same ones who told me that they were like, you still in Jamaica? And I'm like, yes. One of my friend girls, when she found, I was telling her, like, when she found out that I drive in Jamaica, she was like, you drive in Jamaica? I was like, yes. She's like, Tansy, you do not drive in Jamaica. I don't even drive in Jamaica. I was born and raised in Jamaica. I said, that's you. I was like, that's you. I don't know what's wrong with you, but
right, Shannon Rose up. What you mean?
What? And even getting pulled over by the police.
What do you mean?
For overtaking.
Hey, Mr. Clark, how you doing?
Hi, Mr. Clark.
Hello.
I don't want to mess your name up. I'm calling you Miss Barnes.
Hi, Miss Barnes.
Or Cat.
Hi, Cat.
You know,
yeah.
Because they were like, you ain't gonna survive out there. You got.
Yes, my
please.
friends were quick to say, you'll never make it. You'll never make it in Jamaica. And I'm like, y'all don't know me very well. Like, how bad can it be when all the white people go there to live? How bad can it be?
Yeah, I had living it up. What you mean? Why
I can't do it, and they can.
My Jamaican friends, they still. I'll go up and go see them, and they be like, "Bring me some, bring me some, bring me some," and they look at me crazy. I bring them what they have to, need. But when they come here, I be like, "Bring me some Tide Pods, bring me some." So it's the same thing, but they look at me like I'm just absolutely positively crazy and be like, "You're still in Jamaica?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm still in Jamaica." All right.
Yes, it is.
And then they tell me things like, I think I want to move. If you move there, I think I want to move back. So they tell me things that they want to come back home too. I'm like, it's easy, just come.
Well, see, your friend's good. Mine's be like, I'm not moving back to Jamaica. And I'm like, you missing out.
I'm so glad I got used to the people because I'll be like, because if I was just going based off people's opinions and stuff online, like when I say people literally just be smiling and happy and grinning in it, I love living in Jamaica. The way they paint the picture of Jamaica, like, but it's like just seeing everybody so happy and free and all that other stuff. I'm like, child.
I just like the fact that it is very laid back, and the access to fresh fruits and vegetables do not cost you 2 arms and your foot in order to access, you know what I mean? Like fresh fruits and vegetables.
Man, you wait till you get in these hills. Ooh wee. Y'all ain't gonna see. I'm gonna have a whole forest.
Forest.
Yes. All right, you just wait.
Man,
I like the countryside, like especially when you have relatives, because I have relatives now. So go to the countryside, and when I go to the countryside, so when I go to Trelawney, I get banana, I get yam, I get dashing. Somebody throw some plantain. I'm like, hey.
Ooh.
And then when I go to St. Elizabeth, soursop, apple, you name it, I got it.
Yeah, that's like when I used to live in Treasure Beach. There were farms on both sides of me, so had easy access to like every single thing. You go up the road and it's a farmer up the road and they selling, straight from their crop. You 3-minute walk to the beach and you just wait on the fishermen to come back in and you getting your fresh fish, your lobster. Just everything just fresh. And I just be like, y'all missing out. So, go ahead, stay over there in the States, please. We don't need no more guests. I'm serious. It's crazy because at certain times, like you just learn to become protective of it in a sense. Like when
don't come over here. Stay where you at.
Yes. I've had people that I know in Atlanta. They be like, "Oh, I'm gonna come to Jamaica." I said, "We full. We don't. We don't need We don't need any more guests. We have reached the threshold of capacity. It is okay. We full." And they be like, "How you gonna speak for the whole country?"
Right.
Because I am.
Like y'all look at the airport. Oh, ain't nobody coming through. Ain't nobody. Nope.
Remember,
I don't care if it's your wedding. Nope. Go back home.
remember we kept telling them that when we was during COVID. Oh my God, during COVID, it was so nice here. It was sad that it was COVID, but
I know.
nice here. We can enjoy our country.
Ah! Yo, I was so after they
Listen, the Jamaicans gonna block us out of here. Be like, how they telling people
They
to come here?
nope. They not blocking me, man. Nope.
like COVID time. That was my experience living in Jamaica was during COVID, so everything was down. It was quiet, When they started, people started, traveling, and I would see these droves and droves of folks that didn't look like us. I was like, they gotta go. No, y'all gotta go. What if vans, buses? I'm like, I ain't seeing this. Y'all can't go back over there where the beach is. At least, Kingston, Go on back, go on. Come over here. This is it. I was like, oh no, this ain't it. This ain't gonna cut it.
Look,
I mean,
Jamaica gave me some papers. They not getting rid of me. They gave me papers.
You got papers?
Get rid of me.
I got one of those little yellow booklets.
Yes, they ain't getting rid of me. They gave me a yellow book.
My yellow card. They gave you your yellow card.
Yes, they gave me my yellow card. They're not getting rid of me. Ever.
Oh my gosh. It is definitely a different experience. Even when I have people that ask me like about living here and they say, I visited so many years, I visited before, and I'm like, yeah. So one thing you need to understand, visiting Jamaica and living in Jamaica are two totally different worlds. They are not even on the same scale. Like you in a totally different book under a different language on a different page. If you're a tourist, then coming here to live, it is not the same because navigating through the systems, the streets, just immersing yourself into the culture is completely different than you just spending 2 weeks at an all-inclusive resort. It's not the same. You don't get the real Jamaica. You don't get the real Jamaica. That's the best part of it,
Okay, I'm all about better quality food and growing. Yes, Miguel.
Yes. And the ground is so fertile here, so you can just throw the seeds, let the rain fall on. The next thing you know, you got you something popping up, whatever you didn't throw down in, some peppers.
That's exactly what I used to do in Treasure Beach. You just
throw seeds.
Just throw it, let it compost, and next thing you know, you're like, oh shoot. Oh, it's something growing over there. I don't even remember what I threw over there, but something growing.
Yo, again, that was another in-awe moment for me. I was like, I can literally just walk down the street and go grocery shopping.
Well, I mean, literally just
go with my bag
everywhere, all along the streetway. I'm like, nobody goes hungry here. You can build you an outdoor fire and cook the
walk this a pumpkin patch somewhere. I'm like, I just pick this and take it home. Slice a little something on somebody's bread, fruit tree. Just everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, but these folks got it made. I was like,
what? Oh my goodness.
Oh, the yard that I used to live in with my first husband, the ackee tree, it was the hurricane, so it hit one side. So the next side, it had ackee all year because it goes in different cycles.
Oh man.
So Caden Pot said, how is the cost of living over there? Is it cheaper to live there than the US?
It depends.
It sure do.
It depends.
And so we will always try to tell people that it varies based on where you want to live, what your needs are, what you require. And I know that when people want to migrate to another country, they really want to know the cost amount. But if we were to give you an amount, we could be dead set wrong, right? Because it can range from the lowest of the low to the highest of the high.
Right.
You can actually find places that have Atlanta. I don't know where you're from, Kaden, but have Atlanta cost of rent. Right, like some places in Kingston, you're gonna pay $2,000 a month, which is what the going rate is for a 1-bedroom in different parts of Atlanta. Like you get a 1-bedroom or a studio for $2,000.
Montego Bay too.
Montego Bay, and then you have places depending on where you are and what your needs are and what you require in a space that can be as low as 300 comparable to like 350 US dollars. So it just really depends on where you are and where what you need.
I'm in Kingston now. Like I'm in the city area. I have very, very strong ambitions to get off in the bush. So when I get off in the bush, I can give y'all a better accurate.
So hers gonna be free.
So listen. So y'all was married before, and I was living in the house that was already paid for, so I didn't have to pay anything. So my cost of living, it was cheap, and so then I decided that I needed a husband. We wasn't working out, so I went on my own. People was asking me, was I coming home? I was like, I'm Jamaican now, so no. Anyway, I moved down the street, right? And I moved into a family yard, a tenement family yard. Moved upstairs. I had a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It big as hell. 25,000 Jamaican dollars. So at that point, that was like 197 US dollars. But I was in the ghetto. Oh, and we was thieving water, so I didn't have to pay no water. And my electric was bridge. So my electricity was like $5,000-6,000 a month. So I mean, it was some good living. It was cheap. And then I decided that I wanted more. So I moved to the gated community. Now that they didn't hit my ass, I'm paying probably close to about $400 a month. It doubled. But I mean, it's a nice community. Houses are small as hell, not enough space. But it's a real nice community. It's gated, security, all this stuff is quiet. But I'm trying to find another place at the moment, and I'm probably gonna my rent will probably be increased probably about by 50% because that's the going price in the areas right now. I've been here for 4 years, and so I'm looking right now. So like it all depends.
Yeah, and
but
like for me, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, hot water is overrated for me. For me, it's overrated.
I need my hot water. I need my water spicy.
Well, now
we
need to have a discussion about that hot water because I lived for 2 years with no hot water, and when I moved to Memee, I said I need hot water.
Okay,
I want hot water.
So I've been here 14 years. 10 of those years I didn't have hot water. 4 years I've been having hot water, and
that was like my only luxury requirement.
Yeah.
Like I gotta have some hot water.
Then I was somewhere else for a little while. I didn't have no hot water.
I was poor,
I don't know. The hot water, I'm okay.
For me, when I was in the South, I had a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and I only paid the equivalent of $500 a month in the beginning, and then it went to zero. But also you have to consider the area I was in, and I didn't have AC, I didn't have hot water, and my Wi-Fi, because I'm a remote worker, Wi-Fi is very important for me. Wi-Fi and electricity and water was included, but that was all the equivalent of $500 US. So for me, coming from Atlanta and even South Florida, because now in South Florida, everything is extremely high. The cost of living is high. It was extremely inexpensive. Now that I moved to Memee, I pay more. You know what I mean? So it just depends, but it's still not equivalent to where I am now. Even though I'm paying more than what I was paying when I was in the South, it's still cheaper than the cost of living in the US.
I got my hot water story.
And I got hot water now, so I'm paying a little bit more because I got some hot water. I needed hot water. Right? I could do without the AC. The fans work just fine, but the hot water.
I don't be fooling with no AC. JPS ain't getting me, child. It is only in extreme cases do I turn on the AC.
See, I like the AC because I be sweating and stuff, but I got the AC already.
Pass out before I turn on the air. Like
JPS.
Kat, when in the end of May? When are you coming? The end of May.
And like where?
Yeah, what area? We would love to meet you as well. But you have to let us know like what area you're gonna be in, what time frame you coming.
So just a little bit about our community. So if you're just not tuning in, we are the founders along with another member. He's not able to attend this evening, but we established Repats in Jamaica. We established this organization to help the Black diaspora relocate to Jamaica, get the guidance and resources that they need. We have just launched our new online community, community.berjamaica.com. But so that's a good point because we have meetups sometimes throughout the year. And this is to help, people get familiar with the island, to learn more, about Jamaica and stuff like that. And just, build community and camaraderie because, again, we migrated from a new place and you want this as a community still. But so, yes, we do have meetups. And I don't think we have one.
The women link ups.
Yeah. So, and then, we have a bunch of things that we have going on, but that is a part of our community and what we do. And then Marie said, she got some cactus on the street corner that costs $30 at Home Depot. The nice plants grow wild there. Yes, especially orchids. Yes, just you don't even need no Home Depot out here. You ain't got to go to no plant section. You can literally walk out. All right.
And ask somebody, can I have some of that? They'd be like, yeah, here you go.
I love these stories. Thank you.
That was the thing. That was one of the other things. Like, to me, Jamaica wouldn't be Jamaica without the people. I mean, yes, the land is beautiful. It's a beautiful landscape, but the people, in my opinion, are the greatest asset, and they are the greatest. To me, they make the experience because Jamaicans are very friendly. They're open. They talk. I'm very much so introverted, so I would go places and I just sit by myself, and I'm good with that. But they gonna make you talk. Jamaicans will make you talk. They gonna talk to you and make you talk. And once they hear your accent and find out that you're here, they're very hospitable, very helpful. So, I mean, overall, my experience here for the past 2 years has been nothing less than great and phenomenal. And it's really because of the people. Okay, Kingston around the 25th of May for Kat.
Okay, well, I'm in Kingston. These ladies are in Memee, so we'll have to see what's going on. We'll have to see what's going to shake. All right, around that time, yes.
Yeah, so I have. I mean, I really can't say anything but great things about my, living here and experience here. Because, I mean, I just love the people,
The Prime Minister, he recently coined a term. What did he say? People-centric. He says Jamaica is people-centric. And that's our biggest asset.
It is.
Is the people. And I believe that. I work in tourism, you guys. I'm a tour guide, Montego Bay. So I get a lot of people that ask me, they like, are Jamaicans really this friendly outside the resort? I'm like, yes. I said, this is our culture. I said, this is who we are. I said, we're very friendly, very helpful. Um,
Because trust me, them resorts ain't paying them enough to be nice to you.
no, right, exactly. I'm like, no,
Shots
that's how we
fired.
are. Oh, except for the treehouse, because remember, Gail gives fair
Oh
wages.
yes, Miss Gail.
Yes,
Except
yes,
for,
she
but
does.
she's not an all-inclusive hotel
Oh, yeah,
though.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, now Miss Gail pays her people,
Mhm,
well, but
mhm.
these other places they're not paying the people enough money to treat you like you at Chick-fil-A.
They right.
It's just the culture of the people to be nice, and very
Mhm,
open and hospitable. So
mhm, mhm, mhm. And you know what? You even get cussed out, and 5 minutes later they trying to feed you and ask you if you okay. So yes.
yeah. But you know what? Jamaica, I don't know. To me, like being cussed out by a Jamaican, I, I don't know. It just be like, dang, you put those words together to cuss me like that. Like I hear it and I just be amazed because I'm just like, well, how did they know to string those words together? To, well, what?
Well, I really don't see that much of a difference between them and Southern people, because like
They will
same
drag you.
thing.
Yes,
I'm pretty
put
They,
sure
words.
some crazy stuff that came out of my mouth. People that heard,
they,
how in the world did you put this stuff together?
they will
Especially coming from
drag
Florida.
you.
Like if you know South Florida, we can string some words together. But it just sounds different in patois. And I just be like,
They will
when I
drag
hear
you.
Jamaicans going off on each other, I just stand at attention because I'm listening and learning. Like what words I need to put together now. I really want to know how to cuss somebody bad. That's why.
That's always the first thing somebody trying to learn how to cuss somebody out. That was me too. That was me too.
They will drag you.
I was like, "What's the words? Tell me the words."
Exactly. What's your name?
But I can never figure it out
Shadika.
though. It's
Shadika.
always
Nobody
new.
can cuss like a Jamaican. You are
It's always
absolutely
a new
correct. When I
word.
tell you, I said the worst thing they could have ever taught me in South Florida was go suck your. I said, say what now? Okay, got it. Nobody better not ever piss me off.
That's why I love riding in the taxis, because when I say that's why I got all my education from.
From the taxi.
Riding in the taxis.
The route taxi drivers.
Yeah, and yeah.
Mhm.
You get all the cuss words, you get all the interactions and the
Yo.
dialogue, and you get to see how they actually thinking and feeling. Yo, when they be in there talking about foreign people, I just be in there laughing. Yeah, they be in there talking about us. Yes, they'll be knowing I'm.
Oh, wait. Hold on. You know what I like doing when they will drag a foreigner, and then I just talk just like this, and then they be like,
See, they don't be knowing that I'm from somewhere else though. They just I just be in the kiki and ha ha too, because
oh,
they don't be lying half the time.
no,
They
they
don't
don't.
know.
No, they
They
don't.
don't know.
You talk the
This
truth.
Jamaican man, I was walking down on a hip strip, and this
Mhm.
Jamaican man was talking to me, and he just kept talking. I was ignoring him, and then finally, when I turned around and I said, "What did you say?" And he was like, You're not Jamaican." I said, "No, I never said that I was." He was like, "Well, how you walking up and down these streets in my country like you one of us?" I said, "Because I am. I belong here. I know what you're talking about, sir." But they don't know that you're not. But boy, let me tell you something. That Shadika, I don't mean to mess up your name, but she right. Can't nobody cuss like a Jamaican. When I tell you, I just sit there and listen because I'm like, dang, y'all go for the jugular. You don't even give people a chance to catch their breath.
No.
Just cut you out. And you definitely have to have thick skin because, boy, Jamaicans will tell you exactly how they feel, and they will not sugarcoat that for nothing.
Your back have to be broad. your back has to be broad. You can't come here with thin skin or you know.
And I got
Mhm.
let's look at this comment because anytime I'm thinking that I'm like getting like comfortable with the patois or something or anything,
Mhm.
it's a little. I will hear different dialect. I hear some new words.
Yes. Yes. Marie, you right.
Like
Mhm.
never, I can never. Anytime I'm thinking like I'm getting it, I can chat it a little bit. You know, I can get by a child.
Mhm.
Listen, I
No.
met someone from Yalis.
Mhm.
And typically, I don't have a problem with accents. I typically can
Mhm.
understand people with accents.
Mhm.
But my God, I was like, what? Say that again. Okay, say it slower. I don't know
Mhm.
what you're saying. I'm sorry. That man was so aggravated with me because
Mhm.
I was just like,
But
I
guess
don't know what
what?
you're saying.
But
Like
hold on.
translate. They be
But
like,
hold on though. But
He was
hold
translate.
on.
so mad at me. He was like, you don't understand English? I was like, I guess not.
But Kenzie, but hold on there. You probably was the only one that was honest enough to say you didn't understand him because you know damn well nobody else could understand him. You was the only one that said you couldn't understand him because everybody be like, uh-huh, sure,
But wait,
yeah,
That's
you
me.
know
That's
what?
me.
And
Facts.
you're
I
right.
just pick up on their little noises, and that's what I do. I'm like, hey, okay.
You right, Mimi, because even after him and I had that, after he done told me I can't understand English, and I just had to agree with him. I was like, I guess I don't understand English. After that, he
mhm,
started talking to another lady, and the lady was like, ask like in a sense, making the noises like asking him to repeat. And I said, I had to say to him, I said, hey,
exactly.
she was born and raised here. She don't even understand what you're saying. So
Yeah,
some may it must be you.
it is, of course. Because sometimes there's some people who have a deep accent, and not even Jamaicans can't even understand them because they'll say something, walk away, and you be like, "Hey, what did he say?" And they be like, "Mm."
Yes. And the lady eventually just was like, mm-hmm. And I'm looking at her like, now you asked that man 5 times what he said in your
Mhm.
language. I know you don't
Mhm.
know what he said.
Of course.
But
Mhm.
it's different slang everywhere, Marie. You are so right. And
Mhm.
the accent be different.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
But I think that's like the beauty of it because like people think Jamaican, they be like, oh, a Jamaican accent, like it's one. No, it's not. And even sometimes within the same area, it's still different ones.
You know,
yeah.
when I say then I be hearing some folks sound straight up American and they ain't never left Jamaica.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like,
Yes.
and then they be correcting my you need to speak proper English. I'd be like, well, excuse me then. Well,
Uh-huh.
excuse me then. You need to practice your pronunciation. And then you know I got that southern drawl. And so they
Okay.
think I don't, you know, you need to speak, you need to enunciate, practice your pronunciation. I was like, whatever.
Girl, you be like,
I'm
Gotta
like,
suck your teeth.
you need to learn your US accents because no,
uh,
we don't all sound like this.
one time,
Learn
one
your
time,
accent.
one time when I was in the market, somebody said that thought I was English.
They thought you were British?
Yes, they thought I was British. And I
How?
was just like, I don't know. And because
I
oh
love
yeah,
it.
God,
But that
I
just goes to show, like, with any language, like they're not a monolith, right? So when you say
mhm,
Jamaicans, it's not like all Jamaicans are the same and they don't all speak the same. They it's like, looking at it in a sense of the US, there's a different dialect, different slang, different
mhm,
accent depending on where they
Right.
grew up and where they
mhm,
live.
mhm.
So Kaden said, "Are there any items that you can't get in Jamaica? I assume you can get pretty much anything in Kingston."
You can get
Uh,
anything. You can pretty much get pretty much anything
I mean,
except certain things.
it
So
depends on
yeah,
what it is that you want. Like some
Look here.
things
like
you
some,
can.
well, I'm from okay. So let's say I'm from Mississippi, right? Sometimes I have like a craving for like southern dishes. I can't get no catfish out here that I know of that I can find. stuff like that. Catfish. Sometimes I want some andouille sausage to make some gumbo or something with. Sometimes green tomatoes. I want some fried green to stuff like that. Like But as far as like just like general, so you can get pretty much anything out here, and if it's packageable, you can just order it from online and child.
Yeah, and whatever you can't get, it's not like it's going to impact or affect your life in any negative way. You just adjust. You know what I mean?
Right. Or you find a substitute. Because in Jamaica, it's all about improvising and upcycling and everything. So sometimes it might not be what you want, but it's something that's similar or close to it.
Simple.
And collard greens. Sometimes I want some.
You better get some callaloo. So if you want collard greens, the substitute is callaloo. Also, just so that you know, Kaden, because of the import tax on a lot of things, like you do have stores here that do sell American brands, but because of the import tax, trust me, you are not going to want to buy it. You are going to want to find an alternative for some. Now, I do have some American brands that I just go ahead and pay the inflation and import tax for it. But there are other things that I look at it and I'm just like, yeah, no, I want it, but I don't want it that bad, But there are great substitutes here.
And see, with me, I've been here so long, I don't even know half the stuff that's in America is sold in America. To be honest, I don't know. I sure the hell did. I didn't lost touch. I couldn't even begin to tell you. And I just recently went up there, and that food tastes funny as ever. I couldn't wait to make it back to Jamaica so I could eat some turkey neck.
Listen, let me tell you something. I was just up there as well, and I ate out at a restaurant, and the food just tasted extremely salty, and then I started swelling. Like my body literally started swelling, and I was like, "Yeah, like nah, I'm good. Let me go on back to Jamaica, and let the lady tell me that they don't have what I want, and I just give me what y'all have, because it's not salty. I'm not blowing up from all the salt that's in it and the added preservatives that are no good." And toxic to our bodies. So, but yes, the answer to your question is yes, you can definitely find a lot of things. There aren't many things here that you can't find in the US. And honestly, you'll want to find a substitute.
And then the thing about that too is it's like once you have your money, you can buy it. The thing that I be craving, one thing I do crave, grits.
Yes. Okay. So that is the one thing that I pay whatever charge Progressive gonna charge me. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't do Fosca oats. I don't even do oatmeal in the States. I need my grits. And Memee and I went to Progressive this past weekend and they ain't have no grits.
Tansy,
I'm from Mississippi. Like I was never able to get into grits or oatmeal. I think it's like a texture thing for me. Like I can never do grits.
So it's a texture thing for me with the oatmeal. That's why I can't do Fosca oats and cream of wheat. It's the texture. Like it's something about the texture of it. But grits, man, I'm from South Florida. We gonna get down on some grits now.
See, Tansy, this is what I'm thinking because I got this grinder, right? I got a grinder.
You shall receive.
Hey, ask and you shall receive. Yes. Girl, bring them grits.
Because we have hominy corn here, right? I mean, that's grits. It's just grind up. I have a grinder. So I was thinking I was going to try an experiment. Go buy some hominy corn, put the stuff in the grinder and see if it'll work and if it'll be grits.
Try it. But Kay bringing us some grits anyway, though. In May.
Slide me some catfish in there, please. Like, I don't know how you going to do it.
Why do you want to eat that? That fish doesn't even look like it should be eaten.
What?
Jesus.
What? Catfish?
I've
Oh
never
no,
eaten that.
Don't speak on catfish like that.
I've
Y'all know
never
we
eaten
got a whole,
catfish.
no. We got a whole place in Mississippi called the Catfish Capital. Let me show y'all a statue. Hold on. Y'all
Not show
can't
us a
find
statue.
Catfish Capital. Hold on.
Hold on. The catfish capital.
Yes.
And she gonna show us a statue. My God. That
Yes.
fish does not look like it should be eaten.
Yes. I'm gonna show y'all the Catfish Capital.
Oh God,
Have
help us.
anybody else not eaten catfish? I've never eaten catfish.
I never ate catfish.
I'm
It
gonna
tastes.
show y'all how serious this thing is.
I think I took a bite one time and it was too earthy tasting for me.
I heard the name as a kid and
Y'all
I was
see
like,
this?
yeah, I don't want it.
Look at the cat. Do we got a catfish
Girl.
statue?
Lord God.
We don't work on your taste buds, miss. You better go back down. Where we went that time for lunch when we went to the ministry?
Oh.
You need to go back down there and get some seafood and stop playing.
No, let me wait.
I need to go to Port Royal to get me some oysters.
Like,
They be so good coming off that water right there.
No, come on now. Y'all sleeping on the catfish though.
Don't nobody want that ugly fish. Nobody don't want to eat that.
Look at this. Look at
No.
Look at that. Oh my gosh. Y'all tripping. Y'all
Yeah.
No, show it in its original form.
I
with
be eating
sauce and some light bread.
No, I be eating. What I be eating? I be eating the snapper.
Snapper.
I ain't even gonna call it red snapper, but I be eating snapper, and then she said rabbit.
Correct, cat. That rat fish.
Y'all know what y'all missing on. This is
okay.
This is blasphemy.
We gonna go ahead on and miss it.
Y'all,
I like parrotfish too. Even though we don't supposed to eat parrotfish, but I like parrotfish too.
Now
The
I
rest-
don't like parrotfish. I did
You don't
try
like
it. I was
parrotfish?
like, yeah, no, this don't taste like it should be eaten either.
it's the
Okay.
fish.
It's the texture of the meat.
Oh,
I didn't like the texture of the meat.
Okay.
But
Look
that's
at this.
also like
Look at this. Thank you. Thank you. I knew I couldn't be on here. I knew it.
Okay, so we tied 1-1.
No, that's like lionfish.
I don't eat lionfish.
I tried that. I tried that in where was I? In Portland. And I was like, yeah, no, this ain't for me.
No.
Just give me snapper and salmon because I don't.
See, I don't even eat salmon. I eat snapper. That's it. And parrotfish.
I eat salmon. I mean, I pay a lot for it. Now that is expensive in Jamaica. So. But
which brand you buy? You buy Rainforest? Or you
don't make me buy on this live and then somebody come back.
You just pick up some salmon and keep stepping, huh?
I do, because I don't have to cook it. Somebody cook it for me, so just pick it up and go.
You know what I find? Oh, speaking of that, you know what I find, especially since I guess I wouldn't say the past decade or so, probably the past decade, a lot of Jamaicans traveled, and so they brought, or a lot of Jamaicans are returning home, so they bring different tastes back with them, and so they use a lot of things like you'll find a pasta restaurant, pizza. They do a lot of fusion foods here, so you'll find a lot of like things like jerk salmon or escovitch salmon, those type of things.
A jerk salmon sounds so good.
One thing I had some jerk chicken Alfredo. Good Lord, help me. Woo, it was good.
Like I love seeing like like the different combinations. And one lady, I met this lady, and she was at some restaurant, it was Jamaican owned in Jacksonville. She said they had some oxtail fried rice. or something. I think. Like, and she said she was raving about it. So if I ever go there, it's a Jamaican-owned restaurant that I'm gonna go. I heard KFC is a bomb. Oh, the infamous Jamaican KFC.
Well, we gonna say
Kaden.
not every KFC is created equal.
Kaden, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do
not
that.
every KFC.
Now y'all know y'all
created
don't
equal.
eat KFC in the US. Why y'all coming to Jamaica eating KFC?
Because it's the bomb.
But I'm gonna leave y'all alone because I will eat Popeyes when I go to the grill.
No, girl, you know we got 2 Popeyes in Montego Bay, one downtown.
Where?
This is my problem with Popeyes.
One up at Clock. Why am the Popeyes?
This is my problem with. I need for Popeye. Okay, so I think like all the side dishes and stuff like that in Popeyes, I think they like make them at house. Can y'all Popeyes in the US? Can y'all freeze the stuff and just ship it over?
The biscuits.
Don't make it. The biscuits, the red beans and rice don't be tasting the same. And you know, because I'm like, I was so excited. I'm gonna eat some red beans and rice.
No. I was like, I had my strawberry jelly ready. I went and spent upwards more than what I would pay in the US for some Smuckers strawberry jelly to put on them Popeyes biscuits that I had got from the grill. And I said, God,
they don't make the biscuits, they make dumplings. I'm like, this like no, I need for my folks. Look, listen, we got get a biscuit from a dumpling. Cause they be like little balls. I'm like, no.
Mine wasn't even a ball. It was shaped like a biscuit, but it didn't have the density of a biscuit. Like it was just hard and just. I was like, oh, I don't know who did this to the Popeyes biscuits. Who did this?
That's the thing. The chicken can go on, but them size, no. The only thing I ate from them was the pie, the fried apple pie. Them size, no. Even the size of KFC, I'd be like
the mashed potatoes. I get something safe, like the mashed potatoes or something like that.
Red
beans, rice, getting like special, like distinctly. Like, no, I can't deal.
See, I don't even eat sides, even in the US. Like I just get the chicken, I get all white meat, and I get biscuits. I don't care nothing about them sides. I just give me the biscuits. Like I can just have biscuits. I don't have to have no meat. And now that I'm pescatarian, I that's all I want is the biscuits.
Listen, you're gonna have to go get you some cocoa bread.
Right.
Go get you some cocoa bread.
First of all,
jelly on it.
That cocoa bread is dangerous because I don't know how to stop eating that one.
Wait, hold on. You ever had some cocoa bread that was so good? You'd be like, well, good. I should have got 20. I should have got more.
Let me tell you something. I don't care how many veggie patties I get. I can order 2 veggie patties. Trust me, I'm getting 4 cocoa breads. I don't care what. Give me 4 cocoa breads. Okay. Them cocoa breads is dangerous. That is dangerous. That's why I can't lose no weight.
Oh, oh man. Okay. So again, all right, we are the ladies of Black Expats Repats in Jamaica. I don't know what else we're gonna chat about tonight, but we've been on here about a good hour and 20 minutes. Does anybody have any questions about? So we initially were talking about our first time in Jamaica. Does anybody have any questions? Some of y'all may be late tuning in, but so I came here. The first time I came to Jamaica was during my graduate school program. I was doing Pan-African Studies. I had 2 Jamaican classmates that I came down here with, spent a few weeks, and that was my first time visiting Jamaica, but I never had the idea that I was gonna actually live here. And then Memee got her whole like she was coming to Jamaica when all you needed was your ID and your birth certificate. That's how long she was coming to live in this place.
Yes. And I never thought it never occurred to me to live here. I just kept on coming and hey,
might as well.
Yes.
Might
as well.
And Tans came out here. She just came, had never been, and said, I am here to find an apartment. And that's what happened. That's her story. So yeah. That is what you have before you today. These different experiences, but that's it. If y'all don't have any questions, I'm gonna give y'all a few moments to type them up. Use those fingertips. Get to typing. Okay, and we're gonna wrap it up because we've had a long day today.
I wish it was something like the BER Jamaica BERJ. I wish that was around when I moved, when I decided to come, or when I first started coming, because I would have been here. It wouldn't have took me from 96 to 2009 to get here. I would have been here.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a look. It was a learning. It was a process and a half. How many times? I'm doing this by myself blindly. The amount of times I had to go to Pika, the amount of times I had to do this, the amount of times I didn't understand what this word meant. Yes, I did. And guess what? 14 years later, it's still the same damn forms. The only thing is that the feeding went up. And the Alien Act was enacted in 1964, and it's the same form from 1964. The long one it's just long. It's an 8x13. It's long. It's the legal size. Same form.
What is the school system like by Let's Manifest?
That's a Memee question.
That's you, Memee.
All right. So we have a public education and we have a private education. In my opinion, the public education is far superior than the US. It's basically like UK standards. Is excellent. And imagine your your children being taught by people that look like them. So it gives them, the children, they're orderly. They have this sense of self, and they aspire to do more and do better and do more. That's what I find. Private schools are just top. Is nothing like the private schools in the States, just top. And all the kids are expected to excel, expected to learn. It's a lot of competition in school to be the brightest. Children are encouraged to be intelligent. Children are encouraged to learn. That's what the school system is like. And uniforms across the board. So they only can focus on their education. So,
yeah, very, very smart babies. I see them. I hear the education system is superior.
I just like the fact that it just seems like Jamaican children, they have that they're able to express themselves verbally, very, very well. Like
they can have a conversation.
They can hold a whole conversation with you.
Yes.
They be 4 and 5 years old and be holding a conversation with you like they adults, and you just be like, you must have been here before or something. But it's just, it's encouraged. Like they're just really encouraged to express themselves verbally, and they have that privilege to do that. Whereas, in the States, it's not always like that.
Right. Thank you for watching. Thank y'all for watching.
Thank you, Kaden, for watching.
Subscribe. Okay, we're talking about Jamaica. I'm gonna do my little spiel at the end, so YouTube can put me on people's feeds. So I gotta. What's the latest thing going on in the algorithm? What's popular on YouTube? So our first time in Jamaica is a popular video. What's that Ling and Lamb got going on? I will be back on my channel, Mocha Mazel, soon. And, just just anything regarding Jamaica. If you're on here searching for an all-inclusive resort, make sure you stop by and say hello to us first and subscribe and leave a comment and like and share and all those things. Let me see what else is going on in Jamaica. If you seen that man that was standing up there in half a tree, that was standing up on top of the J, what's the JUTC, the bus park thingy. All right, if you're searching for him, stop by and say hello to us first before you go.
Wait, did y'all see Spice maternity shoot? Where's Spice Belly?
Spice pregnant.
They say Spice pregnant, but she be doing things for publicity. I'm like, why does woman belly get so big so quick? Why?
I don't know, but y'all heard about Vibes Cartel, right? I don't think he getting they say Vibes not getting his bail, or he can't meet the what happened?
Of course not. They made an example out of that man. That's it, and that's all. He's not going nowhere. He got all the money and fighting this and that, but they gave him an option and a choice to be a role model, and he said he ain't nobody's role model, so that's where he is. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Why? Oh, the strike, the immigration people striking. They want their money.
Oh yes, I did see that.
Immigration strike in Jamaica.
That would be a good time for me to go.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Right, yes.
Just 1 second.
That would be a great time for me to go to the immigration office.
They don't care. The teachers just came back off a strike.
Strike in Jamaica. Did y'all hear about that?
Yes. So the policeman, a teacher strike last week. So then the government agreed to the police money. They agreed to the doctor's money. So,
Oh, did y'all hear about what happened with Usain Bolt? I'm saying the name. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Don't come sue us. But Usain Bolt.
When that lady saw his money and then she went to court in a wheelchair, but she was posing for Instagram like so.
Oh my goodness!
But she in the wheelchair when she went to court. Damn, Janelle.
So if you are interested in moving to Jamaica, living in Jamaica, returning to Jamaica, returning, repat, expat, blaxit to any of those things, come hang with us. Okay, make sure you like, share, subscribe, join a community. If you're interested, it is scrolling at the bottom of the page. Black Expats Repats in Jamaica can be located at community.berjamaica.com. And I think that's all of the breaking news that we got for today. All right. If you come into the grill, or you come into Montego Bay or Ocho Rios or Portland or Kingston, Jamaica, if you are wanting to listen to some Bob Marley and relax and what's the Bob Marley song? And
recharge your battery.
Something. If you want to exodus, okay, to Jamaica. Okay, come and hang with us. All right. And I think that's enough for the YouTube algorithm. So if you find us, all right, you've been summoned here. Okay. And that's it, y'all. Have a good night. Thank y'all so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Marie.
Thank you, Marie.
Y'all will be seeing us weekly, okay? Every Tuesday at 7-ish. All right. So don't know what we all have lined up just yet. Just know you're gonna see our beautiful faces, and we're gonna be talking about Jamaica. All right.
Yes.
And we'll be talking about some of the crime in Jamaica. Our returning resident person, he's gonna be speaking with some other returnees, talking about crime and other issues that may make returning residents hesitant of coming back to Jamaica. Okay. We'll be addressing all of those issues. Okay. So that's it. See y'all later. Thank y'all.
Bye. Good night. Bye. Thank you.
Later.